Dreadlocks. They're not just a hairstyle and a journey, but they're also the source of endless questions, all of which I love, by the way. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nadia and I'm the face behind dreadlockculture.com. This week, I'm celebrating my 7-year lock anniversary, and in this video, I'm going to be answering 7 questions that I've been getting recently. If you should know anything about me, it's that I love connecting with others in the lock community. Thanks to both my lock journey and the internet, I've been able to make friendships in Nigeria, on the East Coast of the United States, and all over the world, actually. For me, locks are more than just a hair journey, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So I want to thank you for your emails, for your messages, and especially for allowing me to be a part of your lock journey as well. If you have any questions that are not mentioned in this video, then I encourage you to leave me a comment and I will respond to that. Or if any of your questions are specific to your lock journey or your hair type, then you can send me an email and include some photos of your locks, and that way I can give you advice particular to your hair type. I'm going to leave my email in the description, but it is nadia@dreadlockculture.com. Anyway, let's get into these questions. Question number 1. Can anyone get locks regardless of hair type? The answer is an absolute yes. However, your hair texture matters tremendously. Type 3 and 4 hair are going to have the easiest times locking up, and their locks are going to be a lot more dense. Type 2 and some type 3 hair will require a little bit more time to lock and may require a little bit more effort. Type 1 hair will take the longest to lock up, and generally the locks will be a lot thinner. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that the technique or method you use to start your locks will vary based on your hair type. I have an article that talks about all the different methods to start locks and which method works best for which hair type, so I will link that for you in the description. Question number 2. How long does my hair need to be to start locks? Generally speaking, the longer your hair is, the better, because it will have a harder time unraveling. But at the bare minimum, your hair should be at least 6 inches long. Question number 3. What do I do if I started my locks using the wrong method? That could be tricky, and it will depend on your situation. In my case, when I got my locks started, my loctician started using both the crochet and the interlock method. The interlock method does not work for my hair type, and so to this day, I have sections in my locks that have never fully matured. Now, my locks didn't unravel completely, so I never did anything about that, and it is what it is. If your locks are just not tightening up or they're coming apart, then it might be best to start all over again. And I know that's not something that probably you want to hear. But on the other hand, if they are holding together and they're not coming apart, then you might just be able to leave them and then continue maintenance with the appropriate method that's going to work for your hair. In any case, if you're a little bit unsure about this and you need some extra advice, then by all means, you can send me photos. So email me and I will take a look. Question number 4 is a 2-part question. How often is maintenance needed, and is it pricey? This is largely going to depend on you, your style preference, and your hair type. Some hair types, like type 4, are going to knot a lot easier. And so in order to keep them apart and not have your locks turn into what we call congos, then you might want to have maintenance done a lot sooner than someone like me with type 1 that is straight and it takes a little bit longer to knot at the root. Also, if you're kind of going for a free-form look, then you don't necessarily have to get any maintenance done. Or you can get maintenance like me once a year and keep your roots separated in between that time. If you want regular maintenance, I highly recommend that you wait a bare minimum of 6 weeks, but if possible, at least 8 weeks in between your maintenance sessions. Now, as pricing goes, every loctician is going to have a different price. Some are going to charge by the hour, some are going to charge by the whole session, and you're just going to have to ask them individually. The discrepancy between locticians can be huge, but it could also just be the location where you're at, the loctician's expertise, etc. So in recent years, I've paid as little as $60 for 4 hours of maintenance and as much as $500 for 4 hours of maintenance. You're going to have to just talk to the loctician and see what they charge. Number 5, do you have any tips on finding a good stylist? And yes, absolutely. There are several things that you can do. I would start going on any either social media or Google or somewhere, just start looking for stylists in your area. And then once you find somebody that maybe could potentially do your locks, then you're going to start looking into their social media profiles. You want to ask them about their professional experience, and you want to get a gauge on what type of techniques they specialize in, and especially if they've worked on your hair type. If they have, then make sure that they're able to do the appropriate technique for your hair type. And maybe I would recommend getting a consultation. A lot of locticians require an initial consultation before the first appointment. So maybe go in for your consultation, and then in that time, ask all the questions that you have about your locks to this loctician. And at the very end, just be sure that you discuss the pricing and that you have a clear idea of what it's going to cost you. That way you're not surprised when you have your appointment and then they charge you at the very end. Question number 6, how do I strengthen my hair at the root? This is a really good question, and I'm not a mathematician, but I have a little formula for this. My formula is nutrition plus hair products made from natural ingredients plus a healthy lifestyle and a good routine equals healthy roots. So let's briefly break each of these down. Just like the rest of your body, your hair needs the appropriate nutrition to thrive. So you're going to be needing to have plenty of water every single day. Make sure that you're incorporating vitamins A, B, C, D, and E into your diet, as well as protein, zinc, selenium, calcium, iron, etc. I have an entire blog on all the different nutritional properties that your hair requires in order to grow healthy, as well as a list of foods that are going to help your hair grow. As for your hair products, you want to be including natural ingredients that are known for helping your hair stay strong and healthy. So some of these are going to be apple cider vinegar, which when you use it on your hair, make sure it's diluted, green tea, aloe vera, horsetail oil, and there's actually several different oils that are known for strengthening the hair, and they're going to strengthen your locks. So I'm going to leave a list for you, and you can reference that whenever you're doing your hot oil treatments or your daily moisturizer sprays or any treatment that you use on your scalp. And finally, as for a healthy lifestyle, you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep every day, that you're exercising, that you're managing stress, because stress can wreak havoc on your body. You want to minimize the consumption of alcohol, tobacco, sugar, processed foods, those kind of things that are counterproductive to your health. And finally, you don't want to do too much maintenance on your scalp, and you want to avoid tight hairstyles. If this becomes part of your routine, then I believe that you're going to have much stronger roots. Question number 7, how do I know if a product is going to leave residue on my locks? The biggest thing I do whenever I look at any product is to read the label and to investigate all of the ingredients. The internet has plenty of information on what all of these ingredients do and if they're toxic or not. And even as a surprise to me, there's products that claim to combat one thing and yet cause it at the same time. So you want to be really sure what you're putting in your hair and do your thorough research. I don't know if this is an app that works worldwide, but it's called Yuka or Yucca, I'm not sure. This is an app I use to look up a lot of ingredients, and you can just scan the barcode on the product and it'll tell you right away all the ingredients in that product, and it'll kind of give you a score based on how good or bad the product is. I use that usually as a quick reference when I'm in a store or something and you don't want to read through several different ingredients. Then this one is quickly going to tell you if it's a good or a bad product for your hair. And another thing I recommend doing is a patch test. You can do one of two things. If the product is something that you're going to leave on your hair and not remove, for instance, like the aloe vera gel that you're going to leave on your scalp, then I would recommend taking a little bit of the product and just doing a patch test right on the inner part of your arm. This is also a good way to see if you're allergic to anything. But when you put this on your arm, then you're going to wait until it dries. And then once it's dry, touch it and see if it feels a little sticky. That's a no for your hair. If it doesn't feel sticky or it feels soft or normal or like you never put anything on there, then that's very good. The second thing you can do if it's a product that you're going to leave on your hair and then wash off is you can try in a couple of locks in the very back or lower part of your head. Usually I do this around the bottom of the neck. Is you take 1 or 2 locks, you use the product on those locks, and if it doesn't work or you realize that it actually feels sticky after the fact or it's not washing off properly, then you've only sacrificed 1 or 2 of those locks and not your entire head. So you just kind of have to do a little trial and error with that one. But instead of compromising your entire head of locks, then you only just check out 1 or 2. And worst case scenario, when you do your detox, then you work extra hard to remove it from those 2. Well, there you have it. Those are the 7 questions I received recently. If you have any other questions that were not asked here or answered here, then by all means, please leave me a comment and I will be happy to answer that for you, or send me an email. Either way, I will be happy to get in touch with you. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like the content on this channel so far, then please go ahead and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that next time I make a video, you will be notified first. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.